Hi everyone, and welcome back to the show. My name is Jim Evans, president of Gannon Security Partners, and today we're going to talk a little bit about a conversation that I had with a client. And he asked me it was a good-hearted question, and it struck me because on a number of different levels actually. He had forgotten to tell me about some health things that had happened over the last 5 years that he didn't do it purposely. It just came to his mind. He called me up before we submitted the application, and he said, Jim, I had a couple things come up that I forgot to tell you about, and I think we should add that in. I said, you're absolutely right, but that does change the carrier that we're going to choose. So we're going to have to do a little bit of due diligence here, which may take a little bit longer, because what we're going to do is there's a process in which we can find out which would be the best carrier without spreading your personal information all over the place. And he said, Jim, he goes, I know this isn't a big premium for you. You're probably not making a whole lot. I understand this isn't worth your time. And I stopped him right there. Because I said, listen, this is important for your family. This isn't about me being the greatest guy in the world. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. I am exploiting the problem in our industry. You should never feel that way. A firefighter does not think about whether or not your life is worth it before he or she runs into a burning building to save you and your family. The people in my industry, the professionals in my industry, the financial advisors out there, and the advisory teams should have just as much pride in their work, that it should not matter how much premium or how much money they're going to make for them to do their jobs. On a side note, if you are a financial advisor, or you are in the financial services industry, and you pick and choose cases based on how much money you are going to make, or you don't service certain clients correctly because you're not making enough money, whether it's revenue, fees, or commission, do me a favor. Get the hell out of the business. I mean, I'm being dead serious. Take this as a personal invitation from me to get out of the business, because you are doing absolutely nobody any favors, including yourself. You're doomed for failure. You will hate yourself in the end because you cannot self-align your personal values and purpose and get enough motivation from providing a great service to somebody that you need the revenue, you need the money. That's the only thing that you get out of it. Get out of business. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I apologize for taking that much time. I'm not editing that out either, because the financial advisors who come across this video and they see it, I hope it touches them. Either one, to get out of the business, or two, to do the business the right way. So, now that I got that little soapbox off my chest, what I explained to him is there's a process in which that we can basically black out all of your personal information, your social security number, your address, your name, your driver's license, your birthday, and we can basically say, hey, we have an individual, male, female, this age, with this medical history, living in this state, and we want to see which carrier is going to give us the best rate. A lot of times we don't have to do that when we have someone who's in perfect health, for instance. But when we do come across certain cases where there may be medical history that the underwriters are going to look at it and say, okay, we need to look at this more thoroughly. You don't avoid that information because they're going to find out anyway. They're going to find it on the MIB. And for the most part, the clients that I run into and that we serve, they don't really want to avoid the information anyway. They never want to really not tell somebody something that they need to know in order to do their job. But they do forget. And that's what this case was here. So let's explain to the underwriter what happened 3 years ago. Let's talk about the medication that you're on. Let's talk about the lifestyle changes that you've made to put yourself in a better position for your health for health concerns. Let's talk about how often you go see the doctor. Let's talk about whether you exercise, take vitamins, take supplements, medications. Let's talk about what you have changed so that you are not the health risk that one event may say you are. See, that is helping the underwriter humanize the case. Now they see a mom, a dad, an uncle, a grandfather, Somebody who's trying to purchase a vehicle that is going to protect their family. We explain to them what happened, why it happened, what we've changed in the past, and we find the carrier among hundreds of carriers, A-rated carriers. What carrier is going to look at you with the best rating? And then when they say, well, if we did get someone with this medical history, this family history, this case in general, this age, this male, female, whatever it is, if we had somebody like that, this is probably what we would issue. Great, we found our carrier. Yes, it took a little bit more time. Yes, there's a little bit more work. And yes, it took a little more work on your part too. As the client, it's going to take a little more work on your part. But think about what you're doing. See, people who buy life insurance, especially life insurance, okay, annuities, disability, long-term care. Disability is really protecting your family from income that you would lose out on, but it's also protecting you. Think about life insurance. In most cases, life insurance is just simply an act of love. Because you're saying, if I'm not here anymore, I want to take care of you. Those people in my life that depend on me right now, they mean enough that I am going to do a medical exam. I'm going to give blood. I'm going to pee in a cup. I'm going to do this extra work, even if I had a medical event happen. That's an act of love, because that's not something that you can just go to Walmart and buy. It's evasive. But there's ways to do it. Don't give up. If you're one of those people who have had like a little bit of a rocky medical history over the last 5 or 10 years, don't give up on that. You can still protect your family. Thank you for watching, and thank you for understanding how passionate I am about this subject. We'll see you next time.